We're going to start off with the Note 20 Ultra. So there's a lot of controversy within this phone right now. I personally have one and I really enjoy it, but there is a discrepancy in the cooling systems. No matter if you have the Exynos version, the Snapdragon version, there's two cooling options. One is the copper vapor chamber and the other is the graphite thermal pad. So Zach from JerryRigEverything brought this to more light. We actually saw it on Reddit a little bit before, but he showed that his Note, which was the international version, had a graphite thermal pad in it, and explaining how that was inferior and that maybe this was leading to the thermal problems we heard with the Note. Now, actually, and let me pull this up for you guys. So right here, iFixit showed this off a little before Zach, but he was a big part of this as well. And then I saw on Reddit a link to this. Now, in this Reddit and this video, it explained that Zach was wrong for what he said about the graphite thermal pad. This video goes on to say that actually these pads are quite expensive. Samsung wasn't cutting out on cost here, and their thermal conductivity was very good even in comparison to copper. So that lies the question, what's going on here? And what I first thought was maybe it had to do with the shortage of materials due to the current state of the world. But that could play a role, and maybe Samsung found a decent alternative in the graphite pad. I'm not exactly sure if it's inferior or not, but this Reddit article, which became into a tweet and YouTube video, seems to state that using data, the thermal graphite pads are actually quite effective. So what do you think, Johannes?
Well, historically, we've seen that data doesn't really translate exactly to user experience. And It's the same thing with specs. They only tell half the story. So the fact that we have, seen Samsung manufacture devices with copper pipes and copper heat sinks, and they haven't had any significant thermal issues. And the first time they actually try switching to another material, we're met with so much controversy surrounding it. I feel, despite the fact that, on paper or spec-wise or theoretically speaking, graphite is a viable alternative to copper, it might not, really perform as well in your day-to-day use. Because most of the devices that have been overheating, I am pretty sure, are the ones with the graphite, cooling system. And regardless of how they said it's gonna, or regardless of how this article says it's going, or this Reddit rather is going, says it shouldn't really have that much difference between the both materials. We can obviously see it's not just one person or two people saying that their devices are overheating. We have tens and probably even hundreds of people who have the same problem. And the scary part of this all is the fact that, you don't know, you can't tell. You definitely would not know if you have the, copper version or the graphite version. It's not like they gave the copper version to the Snapdragon devices or the graphite version to Exynos. Yeah, it would have been easier to discern what the problem was if there was more of a clear disparity. But there isn't. It's like random, and you just have to, sit and pray that your phone doesn't get so hot.
Right, and that's a great point. It might not exactly translate to how we're seeing it exactly. I personally have the Note 20 Ultra, and I haven't experienced those heating problems. Now, maybe that's due to me having the Snapdragon version, due to the difference in processors, because we know Exynos does get a lot hotter. But that being said, if maybe I do have the copper vapor chamber, I don't know which one exactly I have, and that's like what you said, that's the hardest part about all of this. We can't determine what exactly factor. Is it the Exynos chipset? Is it the 120 hertz display, because that's new? Is it the thermal pad versus copper? We just are seeing a lot of issues with this Note, which is quite sad because I'm enjoying my time with mine.
Of course, you would enjoy your time with yours. It costs it's like Marquez said in his video. I mean, yeah, it's a great device, but at $1,300, it better be.
Yes.
We expect nothing less. It's so expensive.
Right.
So,
Okay. So we'll go on to our next story. That was interesting. Let us know what you guys think about the Note 20 Ultra in the comments. We hope you enjoyed that Tech News Nerds clip. If you want to see more, the podcast is linked in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching.